Hello, everyone. So let me just share my screen. Okay, so this will be a presentation of the final version of the KFT, highlighting the newer features that have been added recently, especially after considering internal and external feedback that we have received from during the validation phase. So as you know, the KFT is a web-based platform that supports decision-making in the choice of connectivity and edge processing solutions, and then for those also offering economic and environmental assessment and also tailored business models for the sector services and user types chosen. So starting, the user should select the required level of assessment and user. So in this session, I will choose the community level, which evaluates connectivity and service requirements for small communities or municipalities. And the difference to the local level is that it also allows selecting multiple sectors and also multiple device types. So community, let's assume end user and confirming. In this page, we need to select sector and service, and as you can see, there's the option to select more than one sector. So let's just pick agriculture and forestry, let's say, and drones operation. And then for the country choice, let's choose Austria, for example, the area size to be 1 kilometer squared. Then since we have chosen forestry, let's assume it's a forest of average vegetation height of 2 meters and a mixed typical weather conditions. So in this section of the KFT, the service requirements, we need to select the device type. We will be selecting 2 different device types, but we need to do one by one. So firstly, we need to choose, let's say, drones and define all the requirements for drones, and then we can come back and add more types. So let's assume 3 drones for this, rotor-based, type of data to be produced, assuming images and videos, flying at high altitudes and requiring image processing, and also capturing video and processing it in real time. So now we can add a new device type. Let's assume personal devices. There's a choice between smartphones, tablets, or laptops, or both. Let's just go for 3 laptops. And then uploading videos, let's assume no here. Consuming content, yes, we need to have high resolution videos. And then confirming selection so that this information can be passed to the technology mix finder and dimensioning solver models to be processed for the solution propositions. Meanwhile, the next section of the KFT will concern the social assessment. There's a range of questions. For example, do you employ other individuals within your business or operation? Let's assume no here. And then there's a range of questions coming up that requires the user to offer their opinion on whether whether the digitization of their services and implementation of technologies will affect different social categories. So whether one social category, for example, can be the local community's access to material resources. And then there's a choice between highly positive, slightly positive, no expected effect, slightly negative, highly negative, and not applicable. So the user, this is a self-assessment where the user can select what they believe. Another category is economic development in the region, technological development and joint research in the region. So really there's a choice here of what the user believes will be the impact on these categories. And then the next part of the KFT is the impact weights assessment section, where the user is required to define some weights on 3 different aspects that concern the solutions: the technological, the economic, and the environmental. And these weights assigned by the user, along with the scores from each backend model, will be used to rank the solutions, the possible solutions that will be proposed on the next page. So regarding technological aspects, for example, this considers factors like reliability and future readiness. The economic considers CAPEX, OPEX, potential savings, for example. And the environmental consider aspects such as energy consumption and carbon footprint. So let's assume we put a higher weight on technological, a lower on economic, and maybe a full on environmental. And then the following page is the page with all the solutions, the proposed solutions from the KFT, where the user can pick their preferred one. Also, there's this new feature here, which upon clicked can offer existing connectivity options if there are available options that satisfy the requirements of the user. Then by selecting this option, this will appear also as part of this table here. So let's just choose the first one as the most preferred solution. This brings us to the assessment overview page, where the user can see what they previously selected and the connectivity and processing enablers relevant to this solution, and then an overview of the different assessments. So by clicking on the techno-economic indicators, they can see the CAPEX and OPEX analysis. This was also part of the previous version. But what is really introduced in this final version of the KFT is this solar panel system with batteries, total cost, CAPEX, and OPEX figures. So essentially, these are calculated assuming the use of a solar panel system with batteries and no electricity drawn from the public power grid. Of course, if this option is not available, the public power grid figures are still shown here. Then moving to the socio-environmental indicators, similar to the techno-economic, we have also added this option of potential percentage reduction in carbon footprint by switching from the national electricity mix to solar photovoltaics power. So upon clicked, this opens a pop-up window where the user can check for their country of interest and see the potential reduction in emissions and carbon footprint. And also by clicking on the links provided here, they can be navigated into an external page where they can see further information for the potential reductions. Then regarding the social assessment, this was part of the previous version, but in this final version, we have added tooltips for each social category, where the user can see generalized descriptions that they can help them better understand the expected impacts. And in cases, these tooltips also offer country-specific information relating to the assessment of the specific social categories. And another feature that was added to the KFT was then deployment guide, which opens as a PDF document that offers further guidance and information. The user has the option to save, to export the results and save them as PDF files so that they can keep the assessments and refer back to it in a later stage. Okay, thank you very much. I think that those have been the latest updates to the KFT.